All right, so what's up, guys? We're Offbeat Koreans, and as you could assume by the title of our video, one of our boys, BM, actually went to the Aespa SYNK showcase in LA several days ago. We want to dive into his experience, see what he saw, what he remembers, and what else he got out of it. And of course, if you're also at the showcase, hit us up in the comments down below and tell us what your experience was like as well. All right, BM, kick us off from the very start, which is when you actually brought your tickets, because I heard you had a hard time. What was up with that?
Yeah, so I wanted to mention, like for fans who've never been or attended a concert before, at least in the realm of K-pop, most K-pop groups, I think they sell their tickets through Ticketmaster. Unfortunately, Ticketmaster has had a very negative reputation over the years. But how it works is, um, groups will announce like a release date, right, for the tickets. Let's say like, for example, hypothetically, July like 1st, right? And on July 1st, at the day, let's say it's like 5 p.m. when it opens, right? What happens is you normally want to get to the browser website like around 20 to 10 minutes before the actual opening of the tickets. Um, and once it hits the time that it's supposed to open, what will happen is Ticketmaster will instantly put everyone into a virtual queue. Um, it's all random, so it's not first come first serve. So
Oh.
you could be there like a day early, and you'll still have like a randomly assigned position in the virtual queue. And
Hmm.
then when it gets to your turn, you'll be it'll automatically refresh, and you'll be able to select your seats, right? So for me, I think I made a mistake because I think I used the same account on 3 separate devices.
Mm.
Yeah, I should have been like around like the first like 500 in the virtual queue. But I got kicked. I don't know if it's because an error or whatever, but I got kicked, so I had to basically redo it. Eventually I got my hands on a on general floor admission. So I was able to go to the concert that way. Um and this time the concert was held at YouTube Theater, right?
Yes.
It's a new theater that ITZY also happens to be having their concert at.
Mm.
And it's right next to the newly built SoFi Stadium where
That's correct.
BTS had their big tour. Um, this is my first time being there. I think this group of buildings is called Hollywood Park. There's a nice like man-made lake out in front, and it's right off the freeway basically, so it's not too far. Really close to LAX, so it's really convenient for people who are flying in from out of state. They could like get their Airbnb, hotel, etc. Um, like right outside LAX, you know. So
Mhm.
it's pretty convenient in that regard. Um, yeah, so how it worked is I arrived at the venue, and um I looked around, saw like the lake a little bit. It was really nice. And then I instantly got in line. They had a separate line for the assigned seats and a separate line for the general floor admission.
Mm.
So I lined up for the general floor admission. Um, I want to note for people who aren't really well versed in concerts, in America, there's a lot of clear bag policies. What that is if a bag is over a certain size in dimension, they'll require you to have a bag that is clear, like either it's made of PVC or it's transparent,
I see.
etc. Right?
I see.
Or else they won't let you in. So they have like locker stations set up outside. This time it was like a bungalow type trailer thing. Um, and as I was waiting in line, I got to the security checkpoint as they started letting people in. Right. I waited around for I got there at like 6, and then they started letting people in at like maybe like 6:50. I think. So I was like waiting around for 50 minutes. I got to the security checkpoint, right? And they're like, "Yo, your bag is too big, bro." I'm like, "Yo, no way." I'm like, "Please." And they're like, "Yeah, it has to be like a certain size." I'm like, "All right." No, yeah,
You're
go
like
to the
squeezing it like, no, it's small, I swear.
yeah, I'm like making it smaller. And then they're like, "Yeah, you gotta check your bag, right?" I'm like, "All right, can I
That
at least, or do I have to like line up again?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like,
no.
"All right." So at this point, I'm like kicking myself for bringing even a bag, right? There was nothing.
What did you even have?
I had a handheld fan because it was hot,
Oh,
and then like a portable battery charger.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So obviously I was a terrorist. So they made me go to the locker and like put my bag in the locker, and I come back, and then I'm eventually in, right? Um, there actually, as you advance in the line, they had a box with like glow sticks. They're not actually glow sticks like the conventional glow sticks that you're thinking of. They're like light sticks where you like press a button and like you wave it, right? It has like Aespa SYNK in LA like printed on it and stuff. There was a box of that on the floor, so like you could pick it up as you went into the venue. And going into the venue was pretty easy process after that freaking bag incident. And then they had a merch booth inside the venue. I happened to get a jacket, a hoodie, and also a sweatshirt. I think the merch this time around is pretty nice. I'm sure like we'll include a picture of like the merch here, right?
Yeah.
So, the arrangement of the actual venue, how it worked was it was orchestra style. So it was like a semicircle, right?
Yeah.
With like the seats cascading as it's further from the stage, right? And then there's another floor on the second floor, same style. It's like a balcony, right? And where I was on the general floor, it was just like an open area, kind of just like concrete floor right in front of the stage, right? They had like barriers set up, maybe like 3 to 4 feet from the stage, so it was actually pretty close. Um, I was actually expecting a lot more space in between the stage and the fans, but it was actually pretty close. So even though I got in late after I got kicked, I had a pretty decent view. However,
Yeah, you're really close in this shot.
yeah, if I didn't get kicked though, I probably would have been in the front, which made me kind of sad. But I mean, it is what it is, right? So yeah, so they let it. So we got in at around like 7, I think. And we waited like an hour and 15 until Aespa came out. Actually, yeah, Aespa came out at like around 8:15, I want to say. And before that, you're probably wondering what happened. They were just like playing Aespa's discography like very lightly, right? Like fans were conversing, probably like buzzing around and stuff. And around like 30 minutes before the show actually started, they started showing the SMCU episodes. You know, like the SM Cinematic Universe, Black Mamba, and then the SM Cinematic Universe Next Level episodes 1 and 2 respectively, right? So they showed those. If you haven't seen them and you're an Aespa fan, I think you should check them out. Like, of course, like these girls aren't like actors, right? So the acting can be a little bit off, but like I think it's like a nice idea from SM to like create this kind of lore behind like Aespa and stuff, you know, because they're kind of lore heavy with like Kwangya and everything. So they showed those, and then around like 8:15, like Aespa came out, right?
Yes.
The MC for the show happened to be Zach Sang. Zach Sang is a radio DJ. He's also affiliated with Nickelodeon, and he's had some big names on his show like Ariana Grande, Blackpink, etc. Right? So he was our host, and they opened up with Black Mamba. They did Black, so they were performing Black Mamba, and you know, I ever since like Black Mamba came out, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Black Mamba, but seeing it live is like really a different experience, you know. Even though like it might not be my favorite Aespa song, I think that when you see it live, you really appreciate it as an Aespa song in their repertoire, you know. Yeah, it's just like I think for me it was really nice seeing like how far the Aespa has come since their debut, you know. Um, and I think that like they've only been getting better with each subsequent comeback. So like it was like really nice to see. It was like I had like a nice like touching moment there. Um, and I believe after Black Mamba they followed it up with Next Level, and seeing Next Level live was really cool. You know how it's such an iconic song, right?
Mhm.
Even in like the
Yeah.
realm of K-pop, it's such a big song, broke many records, like entered the Billboard, etc., right? So it was really cool seeing Next Level. And man, like as I'm like watching these performances, I could like only focus on like Karina and Winter. I'm sorry, it's not to say like Giselle and like Ning Ning performed poorly or anything. It's just like since I'm such a big Karina and Winter fan, like that's where my eyes gravitated towards, right? And man, like these girls are so pretty. They're so gorgeous that like me standing there in the crowd, I felt hideous. And like
It
they
felt like a
made
squid.
me, yeah, they made me self-conscious because they were so pretty. It's like I was like witnessing like angels, right? And like Next Level, dude, it's so cool, like with like the surround sound system and like seeing these girls like perform live. It was so cool. And then so after Next Level, what happened was they started entering into a question and answer panel. I'm sure they
Oh.
I'm sure they accrued these questions from like fans and like social media, right? So they're asking stuff like, oh, like if you had to bring like one thing with you on tour or something, like what would it be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like I think Winters was like pajamas and like AirPods or something. But it was really
Okay.
funny because she was about to say AirPods and then she changed the answer to Bluetooth earphones.
Oh, just in case.
I think it's because of like the brand deals and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny. And like Karina was like pajamas and like diary or something, like stuff like that, right? Um, so like Zach saying is like asking these questions, and the girls actually did a pretty good job of answering in English. Um,
Mm.
so I think that's why I've seen like people complain about the translator like not really doing her job, right?
Mhm.
But
Mm.
like for the most part, the girls were able to reply in English, so I didn't feel like the translator was necessary.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
They were probably prepped for the questions, right?
yeah, and there were like only certain moments where like the translator was necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't think she did necessarily a bad job, you know.
Hmm.
And I always say this, but I think this is the time that usually Giselle kind of shines because she's kind of able to lead in these
Oh yeah,
moments.
yeah. I know Giselle was fluent in English, right? Because she attended like Sacred Heart Academy in Japan or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, I was really blown away by how fluent she is in English. Not just like her pronunciation, but the range of her vocabulary. I think
Interesting.
that's what shocked me.
Mm.
Because you know how like vocab is usually the hardest thing because it's so vast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I was stunned by like her range in vocabulary, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so after the Q&A panel, I think they they started another performance, which happened to be Savage.
Yes. That's right.
And me just loving it, right? Because I love Savage, and just seeing it live is like I feel like I'm gonna say this for every song, but just seeing it live is like amazing, right? If you ever have a chance to go to an Aespa concert, I highly recommend it. I think it's just nice to be able to like realize like for the most part it's a parasocial relationship, right? Because you're like following these girls in their lives and stuff, but like they don't know you exist, right? But
Mhm.
like it becomes like the bridge becomes a little bit shorter like when you see them live, because like you're actually like witnessing them with your own eyes.
Right.
So it's like a different feeling. It's like a feeling that you can't really understand unless you've been to a concert, I feel like.
Mm.
And like being able to being lucky enough to get general floor tickets and like being close to them, like it was like it was really nice and it's a blessing, yeah, if you ever have the opportunity to be able to attend like a concert, I highly encourage it. I think concert like going is like a very, very cool experience, After Savage, they actually performed Lucid Dream, which was surprising because Lucid
Oh.
Dream is a B track
Mhm.
instead track,
Yes.
and there was no choreo to it, so they actually sang it while they were sitting down. Yeah, so that was really cool because I like Lucid Dream. Dubious is a big fan of Lucid Dream.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, and it's not a song that I was expecting to hear at this concert, so it was like pretty cool experience. And as the show went on, they started introducing like segments where Aespa played games, right?
Yes.
To quickly list off the games that they played, one of them was like Guess Who's Playlist. And to elaborate on that is they would start playing songs, and the members would guess whose playlist it came from, right? So like, they played like a Machine Gun Kelly song. Not a fan, but Giselle apparently is. So like they would guess like, oh, it's Giselle, right? And then they play like a Kehlani song, and it'd be like, oh, Ning Ning, you know. I think each girl had like 3 songs, right?
Interesting.
And then they did another game called a TikTok challenge. So what they would do is on the big screen they would like put up 2 TikTok dances. And then the girls chose which one they would do, right? One of them was "My Name is Chicky," the really annoying TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And then I forgot the other one. I forgot what it was, but yeah, that's like the gist of it. And then the last game that they did was like a relay dance where like the girls would like choose a card from Zach Sang, and then like they would swap roles in the song, right? That was like basically what it was.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then so I think I have mixed feelings on like this kind of stuff. Like I know like they have to fill time, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's like a nice way to like engage with the fans and stuff.
Take a break, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just like a boomer. I don't know. I wasn't too interested in them. I was just looking at Karina and Winter the whole time while this was just going on, you know. And after that, they performed Yepi Yepi.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it's really funny because Yepi Yepi, there was a lot of like technical difficulties. They like the stage was like black and they like played the song too early and stuff like that, you know. Yeah.
Oh
and
no.
They eventually performed that, and after that they performed 2 songs off of their upcoming album, Girls. They performed Illusion.
Yes.
And then they kind of like gave they kind of explained the song a bit, you know, like what it meant, like giving like the lore of the song a little bit, etc., right?
And you're like, boo.
No.
No to I or A.
What do you mean? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And then they performed Illusion, right? So it was like really cool seeing getting like a sneak preview of like a song live, as well as Life's Too Short. And I actually left after Life's Too Short, not because like that's all I wanted to see, because honestly the one song I was looking forward to, they didn't perform, and it was Dream Come True, right? I really like Dream Come True. I have a feeling that they didn't perform it because you know how like it's originally an SES song, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe they thought that
international people.
Yeah, it'll be less popular, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think might have happened. But I was really sad when they didn't perform Dream Come True. But I left because it was a really long day and I was really tired. I just couldn't do it. So I left shortly after Life's Too Short, and I hit the merch booth and then like went home, right? Yeah, man, overall I think it's just I really want to like encourage fans who are able to attend concerts to go to one. You know, it's even if like you don't get the greatest seats, I just think that like being in the same area with like your idols and like-minded fans, it's just like a different experience, you know? Like the energy was like crazy. Like people were so hyped. People were singing along to like the Aespa songs, and like these are like people that don't even know Korean, you know? And it's like crazy. Yeah, that was just like a little insight into like my experience at the concert.
What would you say was like the most memorable moment?
I'll give like 2 answers, right?
Losing a spot in the line.
I'll give like 2 answers. Like one of the answers is just like being able to see them live.
Yeah.
I think up close and personal, like if I have to give like a distance of how far I was from Aespa, it'd probably be like less than like 20 feet, you know?
Dude, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that was so cool. Another memorable moment is probably seeing like Savage live.
Mm.
If they perform Dream Come True, I'd probably say Dream Come True. But like, you know, I really enjoyed the Savage comeback. It was like one of my favorite songs. And the thing is, actually, they it wasn't lip syncing. They were actually singing.
They sing live. That's true.
Yeah.
They did.
So you were able to hear Winter's tone change a bit from the actual song.
Mm.
I think that was
Mm.
like really cool, you know.
No, there's an All-K-Pop article that said like fans like really enjoyed Aespa singing live, and they wish SM would allow them to do more of that.
Yeah. Oh, I actually really liked Karina and Winter's outfit too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did, buddy.
Winter had this like her top was like a repurposed like moto jacket. Like a yellow moto jacket. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like you said, like a motorcycle kind of look.
Yeah. It's like upcycled motorcycle jacket.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For all the viewers who missed out on the showcase, don't worry. We'll be posting the performance clips that BM recorded after this episode. And you could also view Aespa performing their latest English single, Life's Too Short, on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And of course, Aespa will be dropping their next full album next Friday on July 8th with the mini album called Girls. So make sure to not miss out on that. But that is it for today. Comment down below what you thought about BM's experience at the showcase. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
To tell us if you thought it was terrible.
And as always, thanks for watching.